Well, tonight on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, Vice President Kamala Harris, I'm pretty sure you heard by now, has selected Minnesota Governor Tim Walz to be her vice president in her administration. Now, we look into Vice President Kamala Harris's pick, and it was the worst pick ever. Let me give you a short clip, and this is just touching the iceberg with this man. Let me go ahead and roll this clip.
Should Minnesota be a sanctuary state?
If the definition of that is that the federal government enforces immigration law and local law enforcement enforces local law, then yes.
Should cities be allowed to be sanctuary cities?
Yes, local control.
So you heard this man, and we talked about this before. So this man is for breaking federal law, which really should be having him removed from office and jailed. He's okay with breaking federal law. He doesn't want federal law enforced. He don't want federal law enforced in the cities at all. His state is a sanctuary state. So that's a lawless state. Minnesota is the second highest income tax state after California. And we know how Black Americans have been ethnically cleansed, financially ruined in California. If you're not making a bag in California, or you don't have a good family unit in California, a lot of Black Americans have left. They're only 6% of the population now in the state of California. So Kamala Harris went and picked a pro-open border candidate. Open border candidates do not benefit Black Americans at all. The reason why it don't benefit Black Americans, let's just think practical. So we have a homeless population in the state of Minnesota. Cities like Minneapolis, etc. And George Floyd happened in this man's state too, and he was the governor at the time. We have a homeless population. We don't have homes for those people. You're saying, come on, bring them all on in. Well, we got homeless Americans on the streets, Black Americans we're talking about in particular. Where are you going to put all these new arrivals? Oh, you're going to put them in a shelter, but you're going to leave the American citizen on the streets, but you're going to put all these new arrivals in shelters. These new arrivals, you give them money, you giving them food stamps, you giving them in your state driver's licenses. Oh, yes, he signed that too. So you're doing all this for the migrants while American citizens are suffering, going through it with the Biden-Harris administration and this horrible economy. The stock market has tanked, and it's because of Bidenomics and Kamala Harris and what they done together are ruining the economy of the United States of America. And you mean to tell me, you shiftless Boule members, that Black Americans need to go out and vote for Vice President Kamala Harris for president, who's pro-open borders? This woman won't even do an interview, because she can't even talk right, because she gonna mess up. She won't do an interview even with safe platforms like MSNBC, CNN. She won't do a press conference. She won't do anything because she's afraid that she's not gonna be able to say nothing right. She's gonna start cackling like the Joker somewhere. Then she picks a guy that's pro-open borders. Any Black American who got just even a little common sense would say, hey, nah, that's not it. Now, I got a couple questions, though. You know, she's all pro-women and get rid of your children and all this sort of things like that. Why didn't she pick a white woman? Why did she go pick a white man? White women, you know, you may be listening. What if she was for women, why did she pick a white woman? Or Hispanic woman? Or anything like that, right? She's talking about equity, but she couldn't pick a white woman? That's interesting. She wouldn't pick a man. But let me tell you something. What I do know about women like that who's married to men of y'all community, sometimes they think they're a little better than y'all. I've seen it. Y'all can get mad what I just said, but you know good and well. And sometimes they don't even like white women like that. They'll marry their men, but they don't like the women. I'm just telling you what I noticed. If she was smart, Kamala, you done got Wes Moore. And I know some people say, well, you pick him, then the white people not going to vote for him. How do you know? How do you know anything? Wes Moore would have been the right choice, actually, for her. maybe Senator Mark Kelly would have been okay for her to pick. But they would have a lot to work with that lady. I mean, just keeping it 100. Her choice of vice president, if she gets to that level, and her, no. That is Biden administration on steroids. Because she's pro open borders. He's made it happen in his state. Okay. They pro unaliving your children. They pro giving resources to people that's not even citizens of the United States of America. They're, going to prioritize LGBT and anybody else, but they will not prioritize black Americans. Don't you sit up here, black America. Listen to me. Listen to your brother. You can get mad at me, but listen, the Harris Walz ticket, No. Yeah, she has the same silly people around her that it was around Joe Biden. These people were silly. These people don't even think straight. They don't think strategy. They don't think anything. If people are having a problem with the migrant crisis, why would you go select somebody who's pro that? That doesn't make sense. And listen, y'all done gave Trump an alley-oop now. Oh, man. Look, he already was going at Kamala, but this guy she picked, he literally got an alley-oop out of the world. Like, at first, Trump was kind of worried a little bit, but now he cool now because he really going to hammer about the border now. She failed on the border. He fails in his state by just being open borders. Oh, he going to ride that all day. And people in Chicago, New York, many other cities throughout the country have been watching the migrant crisis happen in their cities. They can't in good conscience say, I'm going to go vote for them. And they're not going to do what they said they was going to, you know what I'm saying? They're not going to do what they did in their state or she was over the border, right? Joe Biden gave her that task and she did nothing. Come on in. Why? Because that's how mammy got over here. And that's what I'm realizing, Black America, if people, mammy and them came that way, that's usually when they more lean on it. Think about it. If you're a Black American and your people been here before America was even, because we built America, we're not talking about no immigration. Because let's call it what it is. It don't benefit Black Americans. It benefit corporations. It do that. Maybe some smaller businesses who can get away with hiring them. But does it benefit Black America? They telling us to go vote for that. If you go vote for Harris Walz, you voting to be broke. You're voting for open borders. You're voting to not even be prioritized. You're voting for this. This is what you are voting for. All this conversation about her identity, and she can actually go put that to bed herself. She won't even come out and settle it herself. She's dodging everything, right? It lets me know that she told you before she wasn't going to do nothing, but now she's like, look, I'm taking benign neglect, and I'm taking that to 1,000. I'm not mentioning the Black people. I'm going to let all my little surrogates mention Black people, but I'm not saying a word about Black people. I'm leaving them alone. I'm going to leave them alone because last time I opened my mouth, it got me in trouble. So I'm just going to leave them alone. I'm not going to promise them anything. I'm not going to do anything or whatever. Man, y'all have... No. Look, and this is bad what I'm about to say. This is so bad what I'm about to say. I'd rather have Joe Biden than her. And that's bad what I just said. Biden that sometimes loses his train of thought. He was better than this woman. My Lord. This is who y'all, Democrats. Y'all took out Joe Biden. Listen to me. You took out Joe Biden. And the whole country that's full of Democrats, you couldn't pick a Democrat, first of all, that can do an interview and a press conference. You couldn't pick that. You couldn't pick a Democrat that people say, okay, yeah, I can rock with them. No. Well, black women gonna be so upset they pass over her. So you got to think about, hey, I got to win an election. I'm not worried about them. But see what's going to happen and to these black women that supporting Kamala, when she lose, because this pick right here, I'm like, oh, I don't see her really winning now. But I'm gonna have to say if, because we never know. We know some of these states and what they do behind the scenes. But if that lady lose, they're gonna blame black women, because they're gonna say, oh, you forced us to put her on the ticket. And then they're gonna try to blame us as black men because, oh, you should have voted for her. When they're getting attacked over it, because them folks gonna come at her. They gonna come at them black women so hard. All y'all boule, they coming at you too. Because they're gonna say y'all forced them to put her up when she really couldn't beat Trump. And Obama has said that he didn't think she can beat Trump. It's just that simple. Like y'all just trying to lose this election. That's how I look at it. Y'all trying to lose. Well, like I said, hey, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And if she wants to pick a candidate with her that's just pro-open borders, it ain't no way, for the sake of my children and my community, I could vote for somebody that's promoting that. I can't. I just can't do that. No. And black people are already at the bottom. How are you at the bottom is going to be assisting other people to get above you? You're assisting them doing it by your vote. I don't understand that. That's like a homeless person assisting another homeless person to get a house, car, and everything. And it's not like they taking them with them. No, you still on the street though. You help them move in their house. You help them go pick their car. You help them, teach them where the grocery store is, teach them everything, right? And then after they say, okay, appreciate it. And then you back homeless, sleeping in the rain. And the same people you help later say, you just lazy. That's why you still homeless. Like, dude, I helped you. And that's equivalent to what you're doing. You go vote for them. You're helping other people, but we got our own people that's homeless, that's not being helped. And nobody's bringing that to her. All these open border people, I'm like, hey, what about the homeless population in your state? It should be no American sleeping on the street. None. But they don't care about Americans. They don't. Listen, at one point in time, the Democrat Party did not promote this kind of stuff. They really didn't. But the Democrat Party of today, no, not at all. And if you just don't want open borders because you're MAGA, because you want, well, call me MAGA, call me whatever. I don't care what name you call me. Common sense says you have to have a secure process. You have to go through the right checkpoints, the legal way, in any country. I support legal immigration. I support it. Legal immigration, I'm with it. You went through the process. You became a resident. You became a citizen. Hey, welcome to America. Hope you do well. But I will not support illegal immigration. I won't support that because that's harmful, especially to black Americans. Now, you hear some of those on the right say, I don't want legal or illegal. No, because at that point, you're afraid of competition. I know why you're saying it. But like us, black Americans, legal immigration, legal. Don't be dumping everybody in our neighborhood. No, go dump them in the Hamptons then. Go dump them everywhere else. But this is what Kamala Harris picked. So now y'all know what's up now. You know what to do in November. You know. I mean, I don't see how any of you can support that agenda. And this lady has not mentioned a thing for black people. Not a thing. Color don't mean crap. It's your policies that mean everything. It's what you're going to do for black Americans that mean everything to me. I don't care about nobody's color. I don't care about nobody's party either. But if you want to vote Kamala and vote blue, you're going to vote broke and you're going to vote open borders. And don't cry after you do it. If this lady, for some reason, finesse and get elected, I don't hear you crying after you